Yo, what's up guys? Frankie Forsyth back here with another video. And I think it's been a week since I uploaded my last one. But in this one I want to talk about emotional instability. Where it comes from, what it is, why everybody seems to be this way nowadays. Men and women. Now, first things first, what is emotional instability? What I mean when I say this is you are not able to regulate your own emotions or control your own emotions. Like, basically, your emotions control you. And you basically have no hope in controlling them unless you can develop emotional strength, mental strength in some way. But a lot of people aren't mentally resilient, emotionally resilient. They just let their emotions control them and they just fucking lash out all the time. And I'll tell you guys something that I recently heard which kind of made me want to do this video, was regarding the shifting of the poles in the magnetosphere. Obviously, if you know this, then you know that the poles have been shifting more rapidly recently, and obviously they're getting exponentially faster as the years go on. But I heard from a video the other day, I mean, don't take my word on this, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that this is the reason why, or part of the reason why at least today, you see so many people that are so emotionally unstable, because your entire body is connected. First of all, your entire body has a magnetic field. I mean, one way you could just prove this right off the bat is there's literally iron in your blood and it's flowing through your blood. And there are neurons in your brain which basically function through electrical pulses. This is going to create some kind of magnetosphere around every person. And the person themselves interact with the magnetic field of the Earth and maybe of other solar bodies and stuff like this, other, spatial bodies. But since every person is sort of associated with the magnetosphere of the Earth, if the magnetosphere starts shifting, people's emotional state or spiritual state might be shifting accordingly. That's why you see the degeneration of society now. So many people just without morals, going against religious values, traditional values, stuff like this. People just don't care anymore. And I think part of this has to do with the magnetosphere changing. And we could go into a whole nother video on, the great year, the great cycle of the universe. We could talk about the decans, the yugas, the Iron Age, the Roman interpretation of it, the Iron Age, Golden Age, stuff like this. But as I talked about in my other video, the rapture that I think will happen, I think we're on the verge of the Stone Age, because within the next 20, 50 years, this magnetosphere is going to flip. And people say different things about what's going to happen, but it's not going to be anything good, right? It's not going to be anything that the average person can handle. So just keep that in mind. Do your own research on that. If you want, I can leave some links to some good videos and people that talk about it. Just leave a comment down below. But yeah, there are a lot of people today that just can't control their emotions, and I'll give you guys a couple examples of this. Like I always do, I like to tell you guys stories from my own life, so I'm sure you guys can relate to them. But like, to be humble, I don't really drive like, what's the word I'm looking for? Civilized in a way. Like, I'll speed on the highway or whatever, but this had to be probably like a month ago. Like, I wasn't, like, I'd tell you guys if I was driving like a fucking maniac, right? I have no shame in telling you guys that. But I was driving normal, like on a normal street road, doing like 30, 35 miles an hour. And some fucking guy just fucking, like, speeds past me doing probably like 40, 50 miles an hour. And then he must have been fucking angry at me or something, because he's like fucking brake checking me. And then at the fucking red light and it turns green, he's just standing there trying to make me wait. Like, bro, this shit is so fucking childish. Like, are you serious, dude? And I'm not even beeping. I'm just like, I just can't even believe like what the fuck I'm saying. Like, for real, bro. The people behind me and the cars behind me, he's holding up everybody. You know what I mean? The people behind me are beeping, trying to get him out of the way. He's just sitting there probably for like 20 seconds. He fucking sat there holding everybody up because he didn't like something I did, which I have no fucking idea, what he didn't like that I did. But, whatever. It is what it is. Just get the fuck on with my day. But yeah, people like that, man, like, just stay away from those kind of people, because there's literally no telling what they'll do ever. They're just controlled by their emotions. Another example, I used to work at a grocery store, and I used to fill orders, online orders. And I was doing the orders, and I had one of those L carts. If you've ever worked in a grocery store or something, you know what I'm talking about. But I had one of those L carts, and I had some shit on it, and I was going back to the back room. Some guy was walking in front of the end of the aisle, like mad slow and shit. So, I just went in front of him and just continued on. I didn't slow him down or anything. I didn't really cut him off, but in his mind, I cut him off. And he got angry, and he's like, he said something like, what the fuck you doing crossing in front of me? And I'm like, just doing my job, man. And then he's just like, fuck your job. And I just was like, fuck you. And I went in the back room thinking, that was like it was over with. We just had a little fucking banter, and that was it. No, this guy wasn't having it. he busts in the fucking door of the back room, fucking screaming and hollering like a fucking, like, one of those Karen bitches. You ever seen one of those women who just like fucking are so mad over nothing? He comes in just fucking screaming and everything. He's like, where's your manager? Okay. Oh my God, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing, boy? Give me your man. Like, just yelling and shit like that, bro. And I'm just looking at him, bro. It was fucking hard for me not to laugh. But dude, this guy was like fucking serious. He was actually seriously that mad. And I just looked at him for a second. I just walked away. I just shook my head and walked away, bro. Like, it's such a fucking damn pity, bro, how people act nowadays. It's just such a shame. They embarrass their own damn selves because they can't control their fucking emotions. It's fucking crazy. And yeah, man, it's a lot of people. Like, I could really go on and on and on all day long about stories about people. And I'll be honest myself, like, sometimes I get really fucking mad, especially when I'm playing like fucking video games or some shit. Like, bro, I get mad sometimes, but Like, some people are really just out of fucking control. Like, everybody has their emotional, fucking outrages or whatever. Or everybody gets, like, scared once in a while. Everybody gets sad once in a while. Everybody has emotions, but a lot of people nowadays are literally just controlled 24/7 by their emotions, and they can't fucking just think logically and just put things aside, you know what I mean? They just. And I think that is a big part of it, the changing of the magnetic poles on Earth, because if it affects the animals, I mean, 90 something percent of our DNA are connected to animals, so you tell me. But, anyways, that's it for this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully soon. Peace out.